What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology, the Titans action. Spawning in the right side of the map in the red color, playing as Oranos. His name is Grass the Kid. His opponent today in the blue color, playing as Hades. His name is Skady. This is game number 2 of this best of 3 for the group stages of the Champions League tournament. Skady dropping that first game to Grass and Groom there, with Grass hitting a very, very nice timing on Skady, and Skady simply just not being ready to defend against it. Changing it up, though, in this game, going in with the Oranos. The map is competitive Mega Random, and it is a very, very open competitive Mega Random at that. We do see that that Grass has found himself a boar on this location. Just one random Auroch over here, a whole smattering of elk. That's a technical term there, smattering, plus a whole bunch of Aurochs over on this position. So a ton of hunt on this map. Town center over on here for Skady. Skady's going to be really happy about this town center. Not only does he get back elk here, but he also gets forward Aurochs that he can kind of drag into the town center. He's also got a large gold mine on this position as well that he's going to be really, really happy about. As now we see, relics have been undiscovered, or have been undiscovered. The undiscovered relics have been discovered. As we do see Skady coming in with the Eye of Horus. This one is a huge relic, but the thing is here, if Grass wants to, and he spots this, he can take this for himself with his Oracle Hero. I believe that Atlanteans, with the exception of Egyptians, are the fastest civilization to be able to get a relic up and not impact their early game as well. So they can actually manage to get themselves, if they want to put out an extra villager onto gold a little bit earlier, they can actually manage to get themselves the gold and food to get themselves an Oracle Hero and then bring that relic back home and still manage to find their way to the second age at a 4:30 advance time. I think I've seen the build there. I believe Soup may have done it, made it, or something like that. Anyways, Anvil of Hephaestus over here for Grass as well. This is a great relic. Both relics here are going to be very, very important here in this game to be picked up. So we'll see how things are going to go. There's now the villagers coming over onto this position here. As Skady going to be happily eating all these elk in the early game. He's also going to be happily finishing up those boars here. And the question is going to be, what sort of timing here does Skady go for to grab this town center? Because obviously this is the best town center. This town center down the bottom doesn't really give too much. There's the large gold mine over here. Sentinels wouldn't really help that one. So everything is going to be on this side. And if we take a look at Grass and Groom's perspective, he hasn't yet scouted this. So he doesn't really know how good that town center is and how much effort he's going to need to stop that one from going up. We'll be seeing a 4:30 advance time here from Grass. Skady, on the other hand, final villager coming in. Temple is up. No favor in the bank just yet for Skady, as he's going to be advancing here through Athena. He does need to remember to get that 2 favor, otherwise he's going to be in a big problem, as he does put the villager there over onto the temple, and the advance time is on the way here. As you do see the boar coming in onto this position here, getting eaten up nice and safely underneath this town center. And these villagers already kind of in position to jump onto this town center here to grab it. It's going to be huge. Now, there is a completely different way to play this situation here from the perspective of Skady, because there's so much hunt on this map, and because like Skady kind of knows where it all is, he can actually go for a really, really early one town center play and put some serious pressure onto Skady, onto Grass and Groom if he wants to. But it does look like he's just going for a standard advance time here, getting his villagers on this gold mine. He kind of needs to fix these villagers up to be right next to the drop-off spot, but not doing that for the time being, as the Chiron will come out straight after that Ajax. The units here for Grass are in position to stop this town center from coming up. We'll see what he's going to do with that, as we do see one military barracks coming down, one counter barracks coming down. Promethean now moving across the map, deleting those Promethean to try and get onto this town center as fast as he possibly can here. As Skady, what's he doing? Oh, he's going for the bottom town center. That's ballsy. Now, the town center over here isn't awful, but it's not amazing. It gets like around about 700 food on this town center, and the gold mine is quite a ways away. His Ajax will get that that relic there, but yeah, Grass utilizing the Valor God Power there onto the Oracles. I'm really not a fan of that anymore. The more I see this, the more I'm like, look, this Oracle here is 40 food, 65 gold. He's a free unit. This is free. You didn't pay the 20 food. But you didn't pay the 20 food, 25 food, 35 gold to make this. He was just free. So then you waste your Valor making him into heroes when you could have just converted him into heroes. Significantly cheaper than converting your Mamillo into heroes, for example. So you're just wasting resources, basically, doing this. As we do see the Shockwave coming in as the Oracles trying to get over onto this position. The villagers going to be getting this up. Can Grass get in here? He does manage to get the Oracles in here to start getting some damage done onto this town center, delaying this one a little bit here as the Katoskabot's going to get taken out. More Mamillo coming through. More villagers going to be moving into this position. As we don't yet see the Chiron in. As he does come through, we will be seeing Restoration getting dropped down here by Skady, as Grass will have to start retreating back, at least for a little bit here, as the Minotaur now coming through. We will be seeing the Oracle coming in. Imagine at this point that Grass and Groom had 6 heroes. How much stronger would Grass and Groom's position be? Look at the resources in the bank. He's floating resources, way more resources being floated right now than the cost of those Oracle heroes. As we do see the town center is up now for Skady. Restoration is being used. Grass does have to retreat back. Skady is good to go for a little bit here. As we see Grass retreating away here. And kind of an unfortunate Orok kill, as he wanted that one underneath the towns, and for some reason it gets sniped way away from the towns, and he might have to put a granary down here, but I mean, maybe it's going to be 3 trips. It might not be quite worth it, as we do see the units pushing into this location. Sentinels and watchtowers down over here, as now Grass is going to be pulling back. Will we see a second town center coming up for Grass and Groom, as it looks like he's getting closer to that position here. Closer and closer. Now the villagers jumping into the town center. 10 villagers jumping in there. He's grabbed nearly all of the hunt out of that Orok, and he's just got the other boar to eat. He can still move back over onto this elk if he wants to be a little bit cheeky, as we do see Grass now grabbing himself the town center. There is a town center over here as well to grab. Husbandry on the way for Grass. He's got so many cows in his base. 8 cows. Both players have got tons of cows here as well. As we're starting to see Skady going into the archery range. Military academy that we've been so used to seeing here in this game. So units pushing up to the top side here. Looking to make sure that these elk aren't getting grabbed. Now, there are a couple of options here. You can snipe these elk, but if you snipe it, then or kill them all off, you're not going to be able to see your opponent through the fog of war, basically. As we do see now, Grass going to be grabbing his town center on this side. The Terma trying to get a couple of villager kills over here. Not quite going to be able to do so. We are still seeing Grass spamming units out on this into this position here. Now, the big question is, and this is kind of a debate right now in terms of the Oranos versus Hades matchup that I'm kind of having internally with myself, as well as some other Oranos players of trying this. But the question is, how many Terma should you actually build in this matchup? Because they're really not that useful. In all honesty, They're really not that useful. You pick off a Toxodie, pick off a couple of Toxodies, and then the Hades Shades come out, and then these Terma do nothing to those. Terma do nothing to the Hoplites, basically. So the question is, how many Terma do you build before you stop and you just go to the Heroic Age? Because Grass here, to afford those Terma, he has to put tons more villagers onto wood than otherwise. You could put a whole bunch of villagers onto food and get a whole bunch of Murmillo out and just have like a handful of Terma here. Like, let's just say 8 Terma, 10 Terma tops, and then just cut the Terma completely. Take all the villagers off of wood except for one who's going to be able to build your houses and build your armory and things like that after you get your town centers up, obviously. And then you're good to go. You're absolutely good to go. So we do see now Skady is sneaking up this town center in this corner here. The question is, will Grass spot that? He's sending his own citizen forward to drop a counter barracks over here. The units are very much out of position here for Grass, as Skady's got his army over here looking, waiting, watching, but the villagers getting up the town center here. He's got 5 villagers on this location. The army here for Grass very much out of position as the hero citizen here. It can start shanking the settlement down for a little bit, but the army is already here for Skady. Skady's got a handful of resources in the bank. We will be seeing the counter barracks coming over here, but the units will start coming in. The units pushing over up onto this position as Grass is going to be kicking himself for getting this far out of position here. He's running straight through the base of the Hades. An unfortunate pathing there, or decision for Grass to not be a little bit more strict with the pathfinding or the movement of his army there, as the hero citizen going to start shanking this settlement down as the units coming up over here. Can Skady hold here? Normally in this position, the Hades player has got restoration, but here, Skady does not. Huge shockwave getting dropped down there. Chiroballast are moving in. We've got Prometheans coming into this position. The Chiron's going to be able to deal with that very, very fast here. Town Center here, still getting shanked down by this hero citizen, helping out a ton as the Promethean and the hero units able to take down that Minotaur on that location there. As a Promethean getting some damage done, we will be seeing the Murmillos getting pulled off of the fight to start trying to prevent that town center from going up. The hero citizen here, Grass might just feel fine with sacking this at this moment here, as he's able to take down tons of Skady's units here. The hero citizen does fall down. Units are onto the town center now. The Skady units, there's nothing remaining here for Skady. His hoplite's barely alive in this position as the town center gets denied, and Skady says, GG, as he taps out here. 11 minutes and 18 seconds into this game, as Grass somehow manages to catch that out after all is said and done. I feel like Skady could have brought these villagers into the party to get that town center up there, and he would have been completely fine here, but having to use that restoration on the front here, I feel like he probably didn't even need to drop the restoration here to survive. Just bring more villagers in, and that's the way to play it. But Grass gets the dub here in fairly commanding fashion with the Oranos versus Hades. This is not a position I normally see going the wayside of the Oranos. Normally, the Hades wins these fights here in the classical age, but Skady just doesn't quite get it to work here, as he's out of food in his main base as well. Things are looking very tough for him. He's got no resources really remaining either. Congratulations to Grass getting the dub here against Skady. If you guys enjoyed this game, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.